I solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Yeah, hi everybody. Ron here from The Truth About Addiction. Welcome to another podcast. Today's guest is Nathan Paddison. Nathan's a very talented artist, a good human being. I got introduced to Nathan through a mutual friend, and he said really nice stuff. And then I went and checked him out, as I always do, because I just don't ask anybody to come on this podcast. I don't, if I don't think someone's got a positive message and has got something good to bring, I don't care what their name is or who they were or what their claim of fame is. I care about people who really, really care about life and about other people, So, Nathan, welcome to Truth About Addiction, my friend.
So, growing up, I grew up in Sydney's West, went to Maryland's High, Guildford West Public, found myself obviously around a lot of drugs and criminals, and it was easy to get addicted to that life, seeing everyone that was working didn't have much, and all the drug dealers had all the gold and all the women, all the nice cars. So growing up around that's what I wanted. I wanted what everyone else had, all the good stuff.
Yep.
I got into drugs and gangs around the same time, 15 years old. Started smoking weed. Before that, I actually hated drugs and I wouldn't touch them. And I don't know what happened, just influences. All my friends were doing it. So I thought, you got to fit in, let's do it. It started there, and I have a very addictive personality. So as other things come along, once I tried weed, the other stuff didn't matter. I was just trying it with everyone. I got onto the ecstasy and the speed and cocaine and that. And these things, the uppers, they were really my what I was into. I really liked that feeling, the energy, but it also made me out of control. I could think, like you can think what you're doing, what you're doing at the time, but you're not completely in control of yourself. And you do things that you wouldn't normally do. It puts you into a bad place. And just each of these drugs have this thing where they connect to you. And when you don't take them, they make you feel that bad about yourself that you need to take them. And you think that these are the cures and you're self-medicating, but they're really the cause of the problem and continue to be a problem the longer you use them. I tried to go to rehab a few times. It didn't really work for me. The AA and the NA and stuff like that, I know it works for a lot of people, and I'm glad it does. That's so good. But for me, it never worked. I'm very easily distracted. So, someone would start talking in one of their meetings and I'd be daydreaming like within 60 seconds. So I ended up going to a rehab in Manly called Kadesh, where they do a thing called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, through psychs and that. And that really, that one time I went there, and I had relapsed since, but that is something that really helped me to understand myself, understand triggers and the way your actions, thoughts, and consequences are all linked, and jump off that triangle anytime. You get the consequences, and then you get the bad thoughts, you do the bad actions. It just keeps going around, but you can jump off that anytime. And that was a real eye opener to me. Doing that. After that, I ended up having a bad breakup with my ex-girlfriend, and that's when I got onto the ice. The ice is, wow, isn't that a crazy drug?
Yeah.
Like it just took away everything for me, all the pain, all the everything, but it also made me not care about anyone or anything. And the things I was doing are insane. Like now, there's no way in the world I'd do them. Like I'd be completely ashamed and embarrassed of that stuff. But being in that headspace, you don't care, and even death to me then, like even dying, it's like I wanted it. Like I just couldn't handle anything. And but realizing now, like when you look back at seeing this stuff, you just think there's so much I could have done then, but being blinded by the drugs and under the control of the drugs, and you never stop taking them. You just go and go and go, You wake up, you got to get them again. There's no break, It's not a weekend thing. So it really takes a toll on your mind, your body, Like, I think I've lost lost 20 or 30 kilos one time just on the ice. You know, I started out really big, and you know, you look in yourself in the mirror every day, you don't notice the massive drop, you know. But then when you look back at it and you see photos of yourself, you think, oh my God, this was the day I was healthy and I got out and, you know, I've hit the ice, and 3 months later, this is a picture of me. And you actually look like one of them photos of them memes, you know?
Yeah.
What ice can do, yeah. So that for me, like, that's the craziest drug. And like, if I could stop one person from using that, like that, oh, I'd love that. Yeah, it's just a whole nother world, that shit, and it's putrid.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's the devil's drug.
So in all that too, I've had like a lot of trouble, of course. Drugs get me into a lot of trouble. Trouble with other people, you know, you're always trying to buy drugs or take drugs off someone or stand over someone for them, or you know, you do anything to get them, you just don't care. But it ends you up in jail, which is like the worst place for you to be with an addiction, because everybody in there has the addiction. Everybody in there is trying to get drugs. Everybody's pro-drug in there. Everybody wants you to take drugs. I've seen so many people come into jail and start using needles just to use drugs in there. It's putrid, you know. And if you're someone that's given someone a needle, like, that's disgusting. Yeah, I've always been against that. I never used needles, only because I was afraid of them, probably, and you know. But I did use the drugs excessively, and to the point where I was out of control. To the point where, you know, I was extremely violent. Yeah, but it's not a good path to be on, you know. And finding myself later in life, I found art in prison. Started painting, and I found it's a funny thing, because when I was younger, I hated painting. So it's something that I would have never tried if I wasn't pretty much forced to try out of boredom. And as soon as I did it, like, I fell in love, you know. And it's hard to explain that to people. I try to tell people, go out and do things, even if you think you won't like them, try them, because you never know. You know, you never know what's around that corner. You never know that you know what could be ahead in a few years, or just because you didn't like something in the past, you know, you should try things again. Always try new things and things you've done before that you didn't like, because the world this has opened up for me in art is just crazy. Like, my life's so different, and art, painting has done so much for me. Like, it's so great for my anger management, even my communication. I had lots of issues with communication growing up. Painting just frees me, you know, and it helps me to understand me, helps me to express myself, and I'm giving happiness to people. Like, I get a lot of messages of people sending me messages saying I'm inspiring them, and my work has made them feel great. And you know, knowing that I can do this after everything that I've done in life, and that you can turn things around and you can change things, and you know, it's super motivating. I'm actually, like, people ask me what I'm inspired by, but I actually inspire myself. Every little step that I get, it just motivates me so much, you know, just climbing them steps of things I never thought I could do. Never thought that I'd be accepted in the world, you know, after you do a lot of things, and you've been to jail, and you got a lot of jail tats on you, and people look at you like that. But I just, you know, art helps me just understand that. And you know, people grow up in different things. People have different thoughts. I don't know what they've been through in life for them to judge me like that. Maybe someone that looked like me did something to them, but you know, I just leave that with them now. People can judge me all they want. I can't stop that. But you know, I just wake up every day, and I keep moving forward, keep doing good things, make sure I do something positive every day to make sure that my life is going in that direction.
Yeah,
And yeah, I'm addicted to that.
yeah. But what you said, you know, what other people think about us, none of our business.
Yeah, we can't help that. We can't change that.
That's what you think about you. You know, that's what I think about me. At the end of the day, people don't pay my rent. They don't shave my face. You know,
Yeah,
they don't
yeah,
look after my wife. They don't look after my kids. So the only person I'm in competition with is me.
yeah, that's perfect.
So, and if I can be a better version of me today than I was yesterday. I'm going forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
You touched on going to jail. What age did you start going to jail at, brother?
So 20 years old, I started going to jail.
Yeah.
Just like fighting at parties. Did a few years, 2 years, 9 months, I think. And then I was out for 6 weeks. Another party, same thing. 3 more years. I was out for a couple of years. I was doing all right. I did personal training stuff. Got back into the drugs. Had a fight at the club with my sister's ex-boyfriend. Yeah, went back to jail again. Broke up with my missus, got on the ice, like all of that. But over 16 years, I spent 12 of them in jail.
Yeah.
All in maximum security. Like I think I went there and I still had, I held a lot of anger in me and a lot of frustration, and a lot of it was to do with not knowing who I was and where I sat in the world, and where was I accepted in the world. So yeah, I had a lot of things in my head, and I just couldn't wrap my head around, And I think the easy way for me was to just say, fuck it, tell myself I didn't care and do these things, because once I was in jail, I was, everything's looked after for you. You wake up the next day, everyone in there, you can be on drugs every day. You don't, I don't have to pay rent. I don't have to go buy food. I don't have to do anything. It's all delivered.
Yeah.
So it just made life easy for me.
I remember because I grew up in prisons. I had a 10-year period where I started going to jail in 71 and I started getting clean in 81. So I had a 10-year period where I was just in and out of jail.
Yeah.
I'd train, I'd get real fit, and I'd bulk up, and I'd come out and I'd say to myself, like, I'm just going to have one.
Yeah.
And 6 weeks later, I'd be back pinched again. And the screws would be like, hey, Ron, fucking welcome home. And all the crims would be like, hey, mate, how are you? It was like I was going.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was more afraid of being outside than I was of being in jail.
Yeah.
Because jail felt like home because they managed my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I first got clean, they said, oh, you're unmanageable. I thought, no, I'm not. They ring a bell, I get out of bed. They ring a bell, I stand at muster. I ring a bell, like I wasn't unmanageable.
Yeah.
I realised that the system had been managing me for years.
Yeah. It
So,
is, and you get comfortable in that, and you don't have any responsibility for yourself. So it's, and when you're not getting rehabilitated in there either, it's, they're just putting, I had issues with violence, and now they're throwing me into a pod full of violent people that are encouraging this behavior.
Exactly, and when I was a young fella, for entertainment, you'd punch somebody up in the yard or steer someone else into somebody. You won't do that, you weak cunt. Get in there and fucking, mateys put you on the bill. Stay over there and have a crack.
Yeah.
Entertainment. For the beach, bash each other,
Yeah.
And we become desensitized to the human part of us, where we just detach. What you said earlier on too. Where did we fit into the world? I didn't know. I thought I was dropped off at the wrong planet.
Yeah.
I didn't. Mate, I was 27 years of age when I first went to rehab. I'd never had a driver's license. I'd never had a job. I'd never paid taxes. I'd never voted.
Yeah.
The only fucking papers I was on was court papers and police fucking papers and jails. I knew nothing else.
Yeah.
And
same. I didn't get my 36.
Yeah.
My L. I'm still on my P's now.
That's what I mean. Until I started getting my act together, nothing was going to change.
Yeah.
Because I thought that's what my life was.
Yeah.
I was going to die a junkie. All my friends were in the nick. Mate, this is really sad. In 1980, I got pinched. And I remember I'd been running amok. We'd been running pretty flat stick, a mate of mine and I both met each other in the jails, and we got out and we got on the gear, on the hammer. stolen car, bodgy plates, doing dirty busts. And we ended up by getting pinched. And I remember being in the cells thinking, thank fuck. Thank fuck I'm pinched.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Like I've the last few times I actually handed myself in when I found out they were after me. And now the last time I just remember sitting there thinking I shouldn't be this comfortable.
Yeah.
Like this is wrong, you know, like sitting in a fish tank with nothing and shit. I'm relaxed and I feel like I'm not nervous, I'm not anything, and I think this shouldn't be like this. Like I should hate this. Like this needs to be reversed, you know, like I need to do something with my life because I don't want to lay there in my deathbed and look back at nothing, you know, and look back at a bunch of disappointments.
Yeah.
You know, and I knew I'd have to put in a lot of effort. Like I just wasted a lot of my life, my adult life, you know. So I'm starting to scratch at 36, 37.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's so worth it. Like all that effort I put in is just, yeah, it's awesome. Like this, the life being straight. I know that I probably wouldn't paint like this if you know I didn't go through all that. And in ways I'm thankful for that I can paint like this and I can now bring love and joy to the world and I can put that on a canvas and send it across the world and it happens, you know, these people are getting these feelings that I'm delivering to them.
Yeah. Well,
But
you know.
yeah, I don't think I could have done that. And I just think, well, maybe that's my purpose, you know, maybe I was meant to go through that. Maybe I was meant to see all the darkness, you know, so that I could see the light in life so easily. And now I do, you know, I see the love and all the fun and it's so easy to see now. And other people, yeah, like people that have lived it their whole lives, they don't see it because they're used to it, you know. And yeah, just showing them my girl, like even my fiance, she laughs at me when I say stuff and that, but she sort of understands, you know. Like I didn't have all this, and I didn't appreciate this stuff. And although I've obviously been out, you know, I was on drugs, and you know, you don't appreciate anything.
How long you been out now?
Freedom and now I've been out 3 years, 3.5 years.
Longest you've been out ever?
Yeah. Since I started going, yeah.
So
and it's awesome. Like I don't have that feeling like, oh, the cops could rock up and pinch me for something, or you know, I don't have that fear.
you don't have to piss in a bottle.
Yeah.
You don't have to be stood over by some fucking horrible human being that hasn't got a life that calls himself a parole officer.
Yeah.
Some 50-year-old woman who fucking hates the world and wants to take it out on you because you remind her of the bloke that left her when she was fucking 21.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, man. See, because I went back to jail 20 years ago, 21 years ago, and I was 16 years clean. And I got sentenced to 18 years. And I got a big lag, and, you know, I got a fucking massive lag, an 18-year lag, but I was federal, so you only got to do 50%.
Oh, yeah.
And I was clean. So I went to the system. I hadn't been to jail since 82, and the drugs had just started coming into the jail zone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was the drug dealer in jail back in 82, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and then when I went back and I was clean, I was the enemy because I was fucking trying to help people get clean. You know, that's really funny. You know, I've always seemed to go against the tide.
Yeah. Well, I was like that in jail. Like I would so like, yeah, almost forcefully try to get boys off the needle.
Yeah.
I'd give them extra drugs and everything. I'd be like, if you want a needle, I'll give you this. If you don't use the needle, I'll give you this. You know, like
yeah.
I'd connect with them, you know, and these would be my boys, and I just I just wanted them off the needle. Yeah. And I know a couple of boys did. I don't know if they're just doing it for me, like they got back on it or stayed off it, but you know, look, I always tried.
But what jail were you doing your times in?
Oh, so mostly Goulburn and Lithgow.
Yeah, Goulburn. Wow, that's what I got out of. That was the last. That was the last jail I did before I just did my big lag, and I was a sea wing sweeper there for fucking years.
Oh yeah.
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 What a cold, fucking horrible jail.
Yeah, miserable. Yeah.
It wasn't so much segregation when I was there. We had the Aboriginal yard, and that was it. We had an Aboriginal yard, and we had the guys. The only segregation was the Aboriginals and us, really. And, I never had any problems really with that. But the screws are all inbreds. Their father had been a screw at Goulburn, you know what I mean? They all just fucking...
All related.
All related, and they all just fucking... You used to get off the bus in Goulburn and get bashed straight away.
Yeah.
As soon as you got off the bus, you'd go straight to C wing. It was the reception wing. You stand up in the line there. They'd say, line up here. As I call your name, step forward. You say, sir. And you step forward, you say, sir. And if you didn't say, sir, they'd just bash you. They'll be lined up with batons waiting for you. Oh, you're a tough guy, are you? We'll show you who's tough, It was a filthy job. Had no windows in any of the fucking cells. I don't know if it's still like it. It had no windows in the cells. So
open, just open.
Just open,
got the bar.
Yeah. Still like that?
Yeah, middle of the car, just a cold breeze coming through.
Mate, my blanket used to be wet.
Yeah.
The heat of my body, and then the moistness from the cold, you'd wake up in the morning, the top blanket would be wet.
Yeah, crazy.
Horrific, mate. And the anger and hatred in that system was out of control, Goulburn.
Yeah. A lot of them too. I often looked at that in there, and I'd always think when they come in so aggressively, I think that's not the way to treat a bunch of violent inmates. Try and stand over them, threaten them. It's not going to work.
It never will.
You might think it works for a second. Leave. You've just bottled up a whole heap of shit in these people that they want to let go now. You're not going to intimidate a bunch of murderers.
Yeah, those days we were really us and them.
Yeah.
But these days when I went back, blokes, hey chief, and they're talking and they're having mags and they're buddies. There was none of that shit when I was in jail. It was fucking us and them.
Yeah. Why is it us versus us and then there's them?
Yeah. Now I believe it's everyone against everyone else in there now.
Yeah.
So you got stabbed in prison?
Yeah, I got stabbed at Goulburn 9 times in the back for a group called White Supremacy. Really? It was a bit of a setup from the officer, to be honest. We were locked in at Silverwater for 3 months. And I said, boys, let's just ring the ombudsman and say, what the F are we in here for,
Yep.
So we kept ringing. Pippa come down. This is at Silverwater. Told me, because he knew I was in charge of all the boys. He's like, listen, if you ring them again, I'm going to send you to the yard at Goulburn where I know they want to get you. They had some intel. They intercepted some letters and that. And I was like, yeah, well, I don't give a fuck, So as soon as we got out, I told the boys, I said, get immediately on the phone. We're not going to be threatened by the officers when we're locked in for nothing. So we got on the phone. We were trying to ring the Telegraph and everything. We'd been locked in for months for no reason. So the next day, I was on the truck to Goulburn, and my pride got the better of me. There was 2 yards to go in, either yard with my boys or the yard with them, and we had dramas with them. But it was always this thing where at Goulburn that was our yard, So I told them I wanted to go in that yard. I said, put me in that yard. Went in that yard. Pretty much told them this is my yard now. I'd had dramas with them all in the past, and I had a big attitude and a lot of pride. Yeah. So I went in them. I thought that they'd just leave it, and because we'd had dramas before, and they all left it. They got on the ice and the zennies. So in the afternoon, just before muster, I went to jump on the phone. Felt like two on that side and 1 on that side. I've turned that way. They've got me 3 times. There was 3 of them. The 2 on this side fell over each other. The 1 on that side, I didn't know who it was at the time because he ran. But then I just quickly backed up to the wall, got my back to the wall. I tried to hit one of them. They got me a few more times. But, yeah, they got me 9 times all up, all in the back, 5 in the back, 1 in the back of each shoulder, and then twice in the back of the head. Yeah, it was a pretty intense moment for me.
Yeah.
It was I just remember my head just thinking my spine, and they actually did hit my spine, but nothing came of it. Thank goodness. So it was actually 3 pieces off the fence that the screws had actually chopped off. So don't know how they got them.
Oh yeah, but the spikes used on the fence, steel spikes.
Yeah, the ones that go up into a point.
Yeah,
they're about 1.5 inches wide.
I know the ones like spearheads.
Yeah, so they got me with them. Squad comes, started to spray. I tried to go under the gas, and I seen them try and run. I seen the feet try and run in again, so I jumped up, like threw a little kick, like come close because they knew I could fight really good. And I always knew that, so I just kept trying to have my back away from them. Then they sort of ran back, and I've gone under the smoke. The squads come in, and they're like, "Stay there, stay there, stay there." I was like, "No way!" In my head, I was like, "No, I'm not getting wheeled out of here." So I stood up and let them know I'm walking, I'm fine. Stood up, walked out, stood outside the yard. I remember just looking at him, thinking, "There's no way in the world you can kill me. Like, no way." I had so much hate and revenge in my head at that time, like as you would, And went to the clinic. I was just covered, like head to toe. I was just red. They gave me some ketamine and stuff to just put me out and do whatever. Yeah, that ketamine actually was so weird. Like I'd had Special K before, ketamine as the drug on the street, but yeah, they gave that to me that time, and it sent me into this. I don't know. It's like I went into another dimension. But when I came out of it, my whole view on the world had changed ever since. It was really crazy. I didn't know if I was dead. I didn't know what was happening. I just know I had like a million thoughts going through my head at once, but I still had like a normal thought too, where it was like I knew what was happening. Like I was still like, what's happening? Am I dying? Like I just remember the helicopter going. And I think that's what was changing my thoughts. Every second it would do that, it'd be like, voof, voof, voof. And it was like I was in a circuit board or something, It made me hallucinate. But it actually opened my eyes to the world that, like, different. I'd always been into Buddhism and that. So just the energy and, how you could just, like, this is just my body while I'm here, but your energy and your soul, it's weird how it changed me, yeah. Just my thoughts and view on energy and my soul, and that change it, and I can live with that. And if I surround myself with good energy, I'm going to be with good energy, like it attracts it, and when you're a bad person, I noticed this in jail too. I'd always see people together, and it'd always be like, man, that guy's no good and that guy's no good. Like, how do they find each other? And I'm always like, it's a thing, bro. It's their energy. They attract each other, and that's why when you go to jail and, if you're one of the boys, you always end up with the boys because they, you have that energy, but it's also the same outside. Like, boys in jail don't have good energy, a lot of them. So, when I got out, I'm like, I've got to avoid all that, stay away from these people. I talked to one or two people who actually have turned their lives around. They're off the drugs and made mistakes like me and have turned it around. So I still talk to them, but other people are just, I'm just on the train, I feel like. And the only people I'm letting on are the ones with good energy, and this is my train, this is my life. Like, yeah. No one's getting on unless I let you on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with the energy, and I'm also, that's I'm a spiritual person, not a religious person.
Yeah.
But I believe in energy, and I believe in spiritual awakenings, and I believe that thing you were having before was a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, because we get so depressed, and I'm not talking about the mental depression that the psychiatrists talk about, we get so downtrodden in the system.
Yeah.
I'm uneducated. I grew up in poverty. I'm a career criminal. My father was a criminal. Everybody that I wanted to be were criminals. So I grew up in this world where I didn't quite fit into this world. And I had a spiritual, because I thought I was a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
I thought I was useless, hopeless, and worthless.
Yeah.
And then I got clean. I had a spiritual awakening. See, I got clean in 81, and then I relapsed again a couple of times. And in 85, I'll tell you this story. In 1985, I relapsed in September 85. I split up with I got twin daughters who are 40 years old. I split up with their mum, and I thought, I'll show you, you cunt, I'll get on the gear. That's like drinking poison and hoping this kid die,
Yeah.
Crazy. So anyway, cut a long story short, I'm full on the gear, robbing people up the cross. My girlfriend's a worker. We got nothing. We stayed in $20 room nights, fucking dead set rock bottom. There's no glamour in my using. You know, I'm a fucking
Yeah.
scumbag. You know, I'm a fucking gutter junkie. You know, I can tell you the good times when we imported and we had this, but 99.9% of the time, at the end, I was just a fucking gutter junkie, just robbing and rorting and getting on. And I had a dream. And my little girls were 2.5 years of age. I had two dreams. One night I had a dream that I was walking down Bondi Beach holding my kids' hands. And they were about 6 or 7. And at the time they were 2. And I told the girl I was with, and I said, "Oh, she goes, have another shot. You know, don't worry about it. I'm on 120 mil as well." She's like, it's just a dream. Don't worry about it. Stupid. The very next night I had a dream that I died. And I went to heaven, wherever you go. I don't know where it was, you know, because of our belief system, our teachings, our doctrines.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere, I'm going up, and I'm shitting myself because I know what I've done in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And and by the time I get to wherever you're going, there's a guy with a long hair, beard, fucking long shirt on. And as soon as I see him, I'm like, "Hey, mate, listen, all them people, most of them people I shot were fucking gangsters. They were other crooks, you know. It wasn't like innocent people. I never fucking harmed people. I wasn't a sex offender, you know. And I'm justifying all my actions.
Yeah.
You know? And I robbed a lot of corporate companies, you know. I didn't really fucking harm people." And he's smiling, and I'm giving him the spool because I'm trying to get my way into this wherever you got to go.
Yeah.
And he smiled at me and he said, "You don't get it, do you, Ron?" And I remember just the tone of his voice, and I shit myself. I was like, "I'm fucked." He said, you committed the greatest sin known to man. And I thought, oh, fuck. He said, you wasted the gift of life.
Oh.
And I went, oh, my fucking God. I was 31 years of age. And
Yeah.
my whole body just went freezing cold, like it feels when I used to smuggle drugs and come across the border. Yeah, man, it just fucking freaked me. It did. It just freaked me out. It was like, this is fucking... I woke up this morning. I went in cold turkey of 120 mil a dome, and I've been clean ever since.
Yeah.
37 years, 2 months, and 4 days ago.
Yeah, sick.
And that's that spiritual awakening.
Yeah, I love that story.
Yeah, that was that spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
And I went towards the Buddhist teachings because Buddhism is not a religion, it's a teaching. And I went to the Buddhist teachings because they said, don't take chemicals, don't commit adultery, don't harm, but you are allowed to kill. If someone comes to your house to hurt your children, you're allowed to kill, even in the Buddhist belief.
Yeah.
I've done all that stuff. You know, I go to the Buddhist temple, I do my teachings and all that stuff. And I've been to the ashrams in India. I went to Jerusalem because I like to get information now.
Yeah.
Now that I've realised that I've got a brain, I can educate. I can support.
Yeah.
Which is a really nice thing to become humble and say, okay, I'm teachable.
Yeah.
Because when I was using, no one could tell me nothing.
Nah, you know everything, eh?
You know, when I was in rehab, they said to me, if we said to you your ass was on fire, you'd say, yeah, I know, I like it hot.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't be told. Now I love learning, you know. And when you said about your art, when I went back to jail this time, back in 2002, because of boredom and everything else, I started doing pottery.
Oh, yeah?
And I fucking fell in love with it.
Yeah, sick.
My house is full of fucking pottery that I made while I was in the Nick.
Oh, yeah?
Some really nice, and I became really good at it.
Yeah.
And then I went and did a writing course out of boredom. And I got 97 was the lowest mark I got in the whole five courses.
Yeah.
I was the lowest one. And I'm thinking, I thought you were a dumb cunt. I thought you were stupid. I thought you were useless. I thought you were hopeless. You know, so I've just finished my book. My book gets published in August. I got a book opening. I'll send you an invitation. I got a book signing in September in Sydney.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, Russell and all the guys will be there. You know, most of the guys that I'm friends with will all be there. We'll have a big book signing but here's a kid that couldn't read or write. A street kid from Fitzroy who had no education, writing fucking books.
Yeah.
Where the fuck that come from?
Yeah, that's sick.
Came from somewhere special, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is. It's like everyone has that. Like it's like it's just floating in there, you know, that one little thing that so great at it and can make a change of other people's lives and help people. And that's what I feel like art was for me, you know. And it was always floating in there somewhere, and just, you know, it's like trying to catch a mosquito, you know, like a fly, and then bang, you got it, you know, just, and it just clicks, everything just clicks into place.
But your motivation is what
So much about yourself, you know.
Your motivation is what impresses me, because you understand that it brings joy to other people.
Yeah, that's the best thing. Like just getting these messages and like off mothers, and they'll show me their kids have like copied my paintings, and boys from jail telling me that I've inspired them to be straight, and they're working now. They've got a job, you know. They're starting families, and it's just awesome. Like that. Like, yeah, you could pay me for the rest of my life in that. Like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll live in a and just keep telling me that, you know. Yeah.
I believe that the more we help other people, the more we help ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I do. I believe that 1,000,000%.
Yeah, it's so rewarding. Like I don't get excited. Like, yeah, I don't think I get that excited when I do something, you know, as to when someone tells me that I've motivated them to do it.
I helped a young guy get off the ice, and his old man, he was 17 when I started looking after him. And he's just turned 18 a couple of months ago, and his old man was a pretty famous footballer, AFL footballer, and this kid was 6'1" and weighed 40 kilos on the ice.
What?
He was fucking dying, man.
Yeah, that's nearly dead. Yeah.
He just celebrated his first year of recovery the other day, and I flew down to Melbourne without him knowing, and presented him his football jumper. He's playing AFL.
Oh wow, awesome!
And it was like the most incredible gift, mate. You know?
Still supporting him. That's awesome.
There's his mum and dad and his family, and they're all just so happy. You know, he's a year clean, off the ice. He's working. He's got an apprenticeship, being a carpenter. Got a girlfriend, mate. You know, money can't buy that stuff.
Yeah,
and money can't buy that stuff.
So good that like you caught him at 17.
Yeah,
not 37. Yeah, that's awesome.
Another 20 years of death in front of him.
Yeah, like we know what he was leading to, you know, and you saved him from that. That's awesome.
Using spiritual death.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
which is worse than physical death.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I was so spiritually bankrupt in active addiction that I didn't care if I lived or died. And that's the most dangerous person in the room, is the guy that gets released.
Yeah.
That's why when you said you went into that yard, I understand that. I walked into that yard 100 times.
Yeah.
When I knew I shouldn't have walked into that yard, you know what I mean? I'd walk in there because of my pride.
Yeah.
And because of my hatred for myself. I thought it was with confidence, but it wasn't. It was I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Then what happened? I believe what happened for you was you had a spiritual awakening, that you realised that there's more to life than this shit.
Yeah.
You deserve more.
Yeah, like my family were out there. Like imagine I did die. Like crazy.
You got kids?
Like a decision for me and my whole family to go through, you know, like
it's selfish.
Up.
It's really selfish, man.
Yeah. Like it affected them way more than it affected me. Like, yeah, my mum was so distraught and upset, and
using is such a selfish fucking disease.
Yeah.
Have you got kids?
I got 2 daughters, and me and my fiance, she has another 3 girls, so we got 5 between us.
Yeah, beautiful. And you got a massive responsibility there.
Yeah.
To be there for them emotionally and spiritually.
And that's what I tell everyone now. Like I'm a dad now, you know. That's my first line that will come out when boys from jail or anything ask me, you know, like I'm a dad. Like, bam, that's the first thing I say.
I'm a dad. I'm also a granddad, you know.
Yeah.
My granddaughter's 18. She rang me the other day. My car's broken down, you know. That's a really nice. People go, oh, you know, you still buying your grandkids cars. Yeah, of course. What a wonderful gift.
Yeah.
I bought my daughter's cars up until they're 40 years of age. You've got it. Why not? What are you going to do? Take it with you?
Yeah.
I've never seen a hearse with a trailer on the back of it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's all his money in the trailer. Let's bury that with him, you know? Like, fuck that shit, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, no
Money's
way.
only a tool.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. Don't ever let people talk, materialistic. Yeah, fucking oath I am. I like nice watches and I like nice cars, but they don't make me happy.
Yeah.
My wife and children make me happy. My grandkids make me happy. My friends make me happy. Seeing people get clean, you hearing your story makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say too. Like, I'm not, like, some people go, oh, look at you now. You think you're all loaded now? I'm like, no, like, to be honest, I've only bought myself a car.
Yeah.
Like, really, everything else gets spent on my family, like my missus, my mum, my sister, like all that, you know, like I look after them. Yeah, I'll give them stuff. Like, that makes me feel better than buying myself stuff. And it's stuff that, like, I like to give it to them because we didn't have much growing up. And, you know, you see all this stuff around the world, like with the famous people and that, and now everyone's into the Louis Vuitton and all that, you know. So I just wanted the girls in my family to have their bags too, and you know, I want them to know that you know, you're special too. Like, make sure they all know they're special too.
It's really funny to see my family smile. Makes me smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had lots of money where I've bought brand new cars, driven out of a showroom, and not even given a fuck. I've been that ungrateful.
Yeah.
Today I'm not like that. Today I'm grateful. You know, I really am. I'm super grateful. I'm grateful to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to have this platform that we've got, this podcast, because somewhere somebody will listen to this one day and go like, oh fuck, that guy, he was in jail, and that guy got stabbed and he got clean and he became an artist and he looked after his family and he fucking manned up, and that's gangster.
Yeah.
The shit we were doing before is not gangster. That's fucking selfish, cowardly stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's coward stuff, mate. That's fucking shit. Standing over your girlfriend and fucking all, you know. Mate, I used to say to Sheila, you leave me, I'll kill you, you cunt.
Yeah.
No. You know, they'd always leave me when I went to the Nick, because that was the only way they could get away from me, the poor buggers.
Yeah.
No? They weren't my girlfriend, they're my hostages.
Yeah.
No, and I wasn't there for my kids. I was fucking used, and I was in the Nick, and now I'm present. I'm present for my children.
Yeah.
My partner. You know, I'm present for anybody who wants to help. You know?
Yeah.
It's just such a wonderful gift to be given this freedom from active addiction, where you've got to get on every fucking day.
Yeah.
And then you put a chemical in your body that changes the way we think. And all of a sudden we stop thinking, you know, because I say to people, can you guarantee your behavior once you put a chemical in your body? The answer is usually no.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Once I put something, we touched on it before we was offline. Ice wasn't around when I was using.
Yeah.
But my mates were speed cooks. In those days, I was cooking it straight from methadone, which was the same horse, different jockey. And all my mates that were running amok with said to me, oh, mate, get back on the hammer. Get back on the heroin. You're fucked and useless on that ice, on that speed.
Yeah.
I'd hang it away and I'd just go straight into psychosis.
Yeah.
I'd be standing on top of windows yelling, I know you're out there, you cunts, come and get me, you fucking dogs. And it's madness. Playing the crack, watching the crack of the door, under the door, watching the shadow feet walking up and down and hearing voices saying, yeah, he's in there. We know he's in there, you know, because I was always on the run.
Yeah.
I was on the run when no one chased me, man.
Run out of the room, put a glass to the wall, and then run back in thinking his missus was in there with someone. Like, no one's come in, mate. Like, yeah.
I had a mate of mine, he was in psychosis, and he imagined that a spirit had floated down and was having sex with his missus, and he's woke his missus up and slapped her for enjoying it. And
what?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You need to get some help. You've got some issues. Yeah. That's what his brain did. This is why I say to people, we haven't got a drug problem, we've got a thinking problem.
Yeah.
We have to reprogram our thinking.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I've learned in my 42 years of being around recovery is that my brain is a liar, a thief, and a cheat.
Yeah.
And I can't listen to it.
Yeah.
I have to question anything it tells me. And I can't take drugs and have a good life. I can take drugs, but I can't take drugs and have a good life.
Yeah, 100%.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And if I think I can, I'm fucking mad.
Yeah.
If I'm mad, I need to talk to somebody who's not mad to get me right. It's really basic stuff. Because I run a drug rehab, online as well, where I help people in the first 30 days of getting the foundation. And I explained to them, they think it's going to be all this philosophical bullshit about the chromosomes and the endorphins and the dopamines. I couldn't give a fuck about that. All I care about is how can we get through today without not putting something in our body that's going to change the way we think, and the way it doesn't change the way we feel, it suppresses. It just numbed them.
While you're numbing it, it grows.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah.
It compounds. You keep putting one on top of the other, and on top of the other, and then you don't got no gear, then they all go, then all of a sudden we're in what we call withdrawals, and then we're fucking dangerous because we have to shut the monster up. That little monster, man, when he comes out, I can't guarantee my behavior.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
If I come to someone's house and I'm going there to rob them, I'm getting the gear no matter what. I've been in jail with so many blokes.
Always someone be like, oh, old mate has this, old mate has that. In my head, I was like, everything on this whole coast is mine. Yeah. I just got to remember where it is. You know, that's what I'd always tell myself. And as soon as someone would tell me where it is, that was mine. I'm going to get it.
Yeah. Even blokes would get on in the nick, you know, I'd walk straight to their cell after visits. Hello, mate. Yeah. I'd still have it seated.
Yeah.
Hello, brother. How are you, brother? And they'd look at me and I'd go, well, you got a shot keys or what? And if they weren't going to whack up, then they're not me mate. So if they're not me mate, then I can rob them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, there was no choice. It was either you whack up with me or I'm going to rob you.
Yeah. Yeah. And
they knew that. So that, you know, they'd be like, oh, I'll get it out and I'll give you a shot. No, I want it one for tomorrow as well. Yeah. Can't be one, you know, like, fuck that. No. How much have we got there? You know, I'll sell some of that for you. Yeah. I only sold to one person. Yeah. I was my own best customer. You know? And you know what, mate? I hated that person. That's why I kept on using, because I was trying to kill him. And today I'm not that guy anymore. It's so nice.
You look at your and you look at yourself now, and it's a whole parallel. You know, it's hard to identify with that person, but you only can because you know you've been there and you know what drugs do, and you know. Yeah. But if it was a different person and you were how you were now and you hadn't had all them experiences, like you'd think, what the hell? Like,
yeah,
this one's lost it. Like, there's something wrong with this guy.
100%, yeah. And there was.
Yeah,
there was something wrong with that guy. You know, that's why we're not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
And I say to people, you know, if you want to judge me for my past, that's like breaking into the house I used to live in. I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I don't live in that house anymore. Go and break into it. I don't give a fuck. It's not going to affect me. That's not who I am today, mate, you know. And who you are today, you won't be who you are in another 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You know, that's the beautiful part about growing up and growing older and everything else and getting clean. And, mate, you've got so much talent. I love your work. It's really different, and I like things that are different. Hopefully, one day I can afford to buy this.
I'll work something out.
Mate. Yeah, mate. No, I'm serious, because I only buy art off people I know.
Yeah, sick.
I don't buy art off somebody I don't know. If I don't like that person, I don't give a fuck who you are.
I think my art's good too, because it's so true to me. Because I never bought by anyone, and I wasn't influenced by anyone. And when I finally did get out and asked people, where should I go? Should I go to an art school or who can teach me something? They all told me, they see my work, they said, don't look at anyone's work, keep painting what you're painting, you know, because it's so different and it's true to you.
Yeah.
And no one else is going to paint like that. No, I'm only going to pick up skills of other people and start painting like them. I never went and and now it's so natural. I don't have to think what I'm painting because I'm just painting what I want.
Yeah. The world's changed. We are becoming a society where we need to be individuals now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be the sheep. I was the sheep when I was using.
Yeah.
You know, I was the sheep when I was walking up and down the yard talking out the side of my mouth.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, yeah, fucking, yeah, you know. Honestly, sticking chemicals in my body and being in jail are the two most boring things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Honestly, the two most wasting things I've ever done in my life is jail and drugs.
Yeah. If anyone asks me, oh, tell me something cool that happened, fuck, I don't know.
I got out.
Like, there's no theme park in there. There's no rides. There's no roller coasters. Like, it's just nothing. It's shit.
Yeah, I have a joke. People say to me, why did you go to rehab? I said, because the girls where I was living, all the girls had penises. So I wanted to go to a place where girls didn't have penises. That was my motivation. I wanted to get out of jail so I could get some pussy, you know? It's true.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get clean. I just wanted to have a female.
Yeah.
You know, like, fucking hell, man. Like, and then gangster to me is putting food on the table, being present for your children, watching the kids play sport, listening to your wife complain about you being a fucking lazy prick or whatever it is, you know, and not blowing up and just going, yeah, all right. And
people working and
someone working for food on the table, mate.
Yeah.
You know? And work
I look at,
I mean 9 to 5, you know, 6 days a week. It means whatever it takes to put food on the table.
yeah. Like you could work at McDonald's or you could work at IBM. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, you're doing what you got to feed your family and look after them and be a man.
You working for yourself. We don't stop working. From the minute our eyes are open to the minute we go to sleep at night, we're working.
Yeah.
I'm working fucking all day. From the minute I wake up till the time I go to sleep, I'm trying to work out how I'm going to put more food on the table for the family, how I can get more money in the bank for the family, how we can, you know, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah.
I'm a fair age, you know what I mean? I've done all right. I've only been out of the Nick 11 years, you know. My wife and I have worked our asses off. You know, I've remarried. I've got a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. You know, at my age, it's crazy, but I've always been crazy.
Yeah.
But it's what I want.
Yeah.
It's why I work. It's my motivation. My motivation is to live the life that I want to live and not waste it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that dream, mate. I'll never commit that same sin.
Oh, I love that dream. That's got the best, like that, even just the words, the message, that's like perfect. Like,
Yeah, man. It's funny. That dream happened 37 years ago, 37, 2 months and 4 days. And every time I say it, I get cold shivers.
Yeah.
It's still so relevant in my life.
Yeah.
And it is, when you think about it, the greatest sin we can commit is to waste the gift of life.
Yeah.
And the reason you're still alive is because your higher power, whoever it is, or whatever it is, your energy, your Buddha, or whatever it is, has got a better plan for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to reach more people through your art.
Yeah.
Through your life experience. Excuse me, mate, life experiences. And by being the example. Don't listen to what I say, watch what I do.
Yeah.
I hate people telling me what to do and they can't do it themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you've tied my laces, don't tell me how to walk.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth. I can't listen to fucking people that talk the talk that don't follow through.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't like hypocrites. I don't like frauds. Mate, I couldn't even go and write a bodgy script, you know, because I couldn't handle the embarrassment of getting caught. I did it once and got pinched.
Yeah.
So when I escaped from jail, I went in and robbed the chemist to give me up the cunt. So I squared up with him too. No, but that was how my life was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how you think. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as someone did something wrong, they went straight on the square up list.
Yeah.
And like it's the same as in the Nick or when I was out, you know. And as we touched on before, mate, I'm like that today, but I'm like that in a positive way today. If someone does good by me, mate, I go out of my way to fucking do good back. You know, I always turn the favor, or else I'll pass it on.
Yeah.
I'm a big one for passing it on too, you know.
Yeah, yeah, same.
I won't buy anyone a shot, but I'll buy anyone a feed.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'll buy people clothes and I'll look after them, but I won't buy them a shot. I say to people, you know,
I've had that. I do that with homeless people where I'll like put a drink there or food.
Yeah.
Because I think if I put money there, are they going to buy drugs?
Yeah, 100% they do.
Because I'm just making it worse for them if I give them money and they go use drugs, you know?
Sometimes I say to the homeless people, this is the truth, I say, here's $20. You've got to buy a hamburger before you buy a bottle.
Yeah.
And they'll look at me and I'll say, mate, promise me you buy a hamburger first.
Yeah.
All right, mate. And you see them, they run into McDonald's, you know? I'll say, if you don't, next time I see you, you'll get fucking nothing. You know, mate, I tell them the truth. I know they're going to go and get on after it.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't stop them from doing that, but I can give them a jumper on. I got a
Yeah.
bunch of T-shirts made up, about
Oh yeah.
200 of them, 300 of them a few years ago when I had a company. I had got my T-shirts and I give them to homeless people. And I see homeless people. I see people in all around fucking Darwin, northern Queensland, because I do a lot of work with the Aboriginal communities.
Yeah.
And they all walk around with the Sugarman Classics T-shirts on. It looks
Yeah.
looks. I love it, mate. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, mate of mine, I was talking about it the other day. We're going to print up some hoodies soon and go and give them out because winter's coming.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of hoodies with the truth about addiction. We'll give it all
Oh,
these
yeah.
people around Brisbane and let them walk around. That they don't give a fuck what's written on them. They just want something warm. You know,
Yeah,
so
man.
you know, that's what it's about. It's about giving. It is.
Giving, share,
Yeah.
motivate, inspiring. Yeah.
It's about giving, mate. Giving your time. And if you can give financially, give financially. It's more about just sometimes listening too.
Yeah.
How are you, mate? Yeah, you know, give them an ear. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just need someone to talk to. You know, it's so important, mate. It's so important to give what we've been freely given, which is freedom.
Yeah.
The most important thing you've ever been given is your freedom of choice today.
Yeah.
You're not a
And now
slave.
very, like I've noticed, I don't know if it's because I'm from jail or what, but or because people judge me from the way I look, but I've noticed now that I'm very like tuned in where I'm like I make sure I don't judge people. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm very into that now where it's like I try to understand them or where they're coming from, or like instantly when I see someone like that's a mess, I don't think, what the F or anything, you know. I think, oh, what's happened to them in life? Like I feel so bad for them, you know, like that's my instant feelings now. Whereas when in the past on the drugs, I'd be like, whatever, I wouldn't even think about them. I'd be like, look at that thing. But now it's always in my head. I'm always like, shit, you know, like I just have this, it's like my heart just melts for them because I don't know what they've been through. Like, you know, they could have some really hectic trauma that's going on. And you just think, wow, you know, like,
There's only one judge and he ain't on this fucking earth.
yeah.
Even the ones that used to sentence me, I had no respect for.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Same.
Because
Yeah.
half the fucking hypocrites and either down the brothel or down the kids' fucking playground looking at kids or whatever they are, then you know they're not being fair. They go and give a pedophile fucking 3 months and give me 18 years.
Yeah.
You know, Wendell Sailor, the footballer, gets pinched with coke. It's a recreational drug. I get pinched with it. It's a narcotic that's going to kill people.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You know, what the fuck are you talking about? How can one be this and one be that?
Yeah.
See, I don't
It's
mind.
crazy.
I don't mind rules as long as they're the same for everybody.
Yeah.
No, don't give me a different rule to Joe Bloke down the road because he went to private school and his daddy was a fucking policeman.
Yeah.
The rules
Like
are the same.
he should have a better view.
Exactly.
He should more.
We weren't taught those morals and principles and fucking all that stuff. You know, we grew up with our own morals and principles and we realized that we'd made the wrong choices and we've rectified it.
Yeah.
No, and to me, that's a man who's healed himself is a really important person. And you've been given a gift to pass on to other people now that they see an example. So if this fuckhead can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened to me all my life now. People go like, well, if Ron can get clean, I can get clean.
Yeah.
If Ron can turn his life around, I can turn my life around.
Yeah.
You know? But
A few people have said, and I love it, you know, because at the start I wasn't telling my story and I was just sort of hidden. I thought I'd be judged by people and all that. But the people that actually knew me and seen things go on, they're like, bro, you got to tell your story, man, because there's so many people that have had fucked things that weren't even half as bad as like what I've done that need help. And if they seen you can do it, then they can definitely do it, you know? And that's when I started telling my story and getting all these messages saying I'm inspiring people and motivating people. And if I could do it, they could do it because they know that, like they know me from jail and that, and they know how bad I was and all that.
How hectic you were. Yep.
Yeah. And now they changed their lives, you know? And the more I get that, like I just get inspired. Not like I just have this belief in me that I can change the world.
So they're going Nathan Paddison, artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paddison. What's your future plans, Nath?
My future, Oh, I just want to beat Picasso, really. Yeah, look, I'd be happy in a shed now, like, and paint the rest of my life. Like, I just want to look after my family. That's it. Yeah.
So you're making a living off it? It's paying for
Yeah.
your family?
Yeah. Paying. They're all looked after. Like, yeah, I just love that.
Are you painting every day?
Yeah. Every day that I'm at home, it's only if I'm away to do a podcast or with the family that I don't paint. But otherwise, yeah, I love it. Like, I get back from the gym, I'm in the studio until midnight.
You've got to be.
My place, yeah.
You've got to be, mate. Especially in the early days, you've got to fucking. It's like everything I say. The harder I work, the luckier I get.
Yeah. The more hours I put in now, the less I have to later.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. You know, Nathan, I really appreciate you coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure. I hope we can stay in contact, mate. Stay in contact.
Definitely, mate.
I'll have to go and see what art you got for sale and what you got up at the moment and what you're doing.
Yeah.
What next time I'm in Sydney, I'll give you a ring. You're in Sydney, aren't you?
I'm in Taree.
Oh, you in Taree?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, cool.
I got an apartment in Sydney, where the girls live, my girls. Because I've got a good studio and that up here. I've got 30 acres, so I kept this studio.
Yeah, at Taree.
Yeah, and it's also like I moved here because I didn't know anyone when I got out, so I don't know anyone here, so it's just me.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I did that, I isolated myself from everyone to make sure that I couldn't, I don't know any dealers, I don't know anyone.
Yeah, I moved up here to get away from all the crims.
Yeah, yeah, that too. Yeah,
because after I got off the drugs, I was still a criminal.
Yeah,
and I fucking moved up here, and one of my old mates turned up, and brother helped me. I'm in some trouble, and I got involved, and I got 18 fucking years.
yeah,
The next one that turns up says, "Brother, I'm in trouble." I say, "Fucking oath you are."
yeah.
Fuck off my property. You'll be in more trouble than what you thought you were in, motherfucker. Yeah, mate. All right, brother. Mate, thank you very much for coming on, mate. The Truth About Addiction.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, mate.
Anybody who's been listening to this, go and check Nathan out and check out his art. It's really different. It's really cool. I liked it, and I'm no fucking expert, but Jesus Christ, I'd like, I got enough art around here to buy a couple of houses, like fucking, I bought that much art. My art's in all my ex-wife's houses and all my kids' houses as well.
Yeah.
But I love it so much. I do. I love people's expression because I buy artists.
Yeah.
I don't buy the art. I buy the artist.
Yeah.
And every time I look at that painting, it reminds me of that person,
Yeah.
So, mate, look, Nathan Paddison, you've been a pleasure to talk to you, mate, and keep going with your beautiful story, mate. Be safe.
Thank you very much, Ron. Have a great day.
You too, mate.
I solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.